Hello there guys, welcome to one of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So I am going to be giving you some latest news on Jude Bellingham. Then I'm going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Alexis Sanchez. Then I'm going to be talking with you a bit more about David De Gea. I have been talking with you about David De Gea on a regular basis. And then a bit later on in the video, I'm going to be talking with you about Ole Gunnar Solsjaker and that. And maybe then, we'll talk a bit more about the Manchester United-Sheffield United game, which is tonight, 6 o'clock kickoff at Old Trafford. So anyway, let's start with the news on Jude Bellingham. So, reports have said that Borussia Dortmund have run the race for Jude Bellingham. An announcement is expected in the coming days. I think Borussia Dortmund are set to get Jude Bellingham for around £18 million, because Borussia Dortmund did say they was not willing to pay any more than £18 million for Jude Bellingham. But he did actually say not too long ago that Birmingham, wanted around £30 million for Jude Bellingham. I think Borussia Dortmund as well are willing to offer Jude Bellingham around £60,000. It did say that Jude Bellingham was supposed to sign his professional contract with Birmingham, I think on the 29th of this month. But obviously, now that is not going to happen. That's not going to happen now. On his current salary at the moment at Birmingham is just £145 a week. Now, I think Jude Bellingham's been a revelation in the Championship for Birmingham. This has been his first season in Birmingham City's senior squad. Don't forget he became the youngest player to represent them. Jude Bellingham made his senior debut at the age of 16 years and 38 days. He scored the winner against Stoke on his debut for Birmingham. I think he's played around 36 games for Birmingham in all competitions this season. But he had Jude Bellingham's father the other week urging his son to reject Manchester United and make a move to Borussia Dortmund. There was also stories coming out from the German press in March saying that Borussia Dortmund were emerged as the favourites to sign him. This is, what it had said. Now, in January, we put a bid in for Jude Bellingham. On January deadline day, I think we put a £20 million bid in, but this had been turned down by Birmingham City. We was in for him for quite some time, Don't forget, back in March, he visited our Carrington training ground to obviously, hold talks with Sir Alex Ferguson. Also, too, Ed Woodward had negotiations with his parents. So that had fueled speculation up. It did say, that we'd made a promise to Jude Bellingham that we was willing to offer him a senior role if he would have signed for Manchester United in the summer transfer window. And he also said good 3 or 4 weeks ago now that we wanted to get Jude Bellingham's brother as part of the deal. His brother is Joe Bellingham, and I think he's only at the age of 15. It also put quite a few Manchester United fans into meltdown the other week when it did say that Pep Cloytek, the Birmingham boss, will be leaving Birmingham at the end of the season. But Pep Cloytek did warn us, saying that, more clubs will attract their interest in Jude Bellingham. Chelsea were also in for him as well. But Jude Bellingham, up until this point, has spent the entirety of his career with Birmingham. He has been a Birmingham player since the age of 8. So he has been there for several years. So yeah, it's looking likely now he's on his way to Borussia Dortmund. So he's now taking his footballing career to the next level. But Birmingham did also say to us that they wanted us to pay the full cash amount up front, and he said the deal could have been worth around £50 million. But yeah, like I said to you yesterday, Jude Bellingham now to Manchester United is officially over and all of that. But he's only the age of 16, some people say, maybe a bit too early for him to go to Dortmund. Some people say he needs another season in the Championship. to obviously, gain more experience and all of that. But Jude Bellingham's versatility is very, very good. But Birmingham, will be delighted to offload him in the way to resolve their financial issues. So that's the news on Jude Bellingham. Now let's go on, delve into the news on Alexis Sanchez. So according to recent reports, Alexis Sanchez will return to Manchester United next month, as we won't extend his loan at Inter Milan until the end of the season. Now, I think Inter Milan have been in talks with us over extending Alexis Sanchez's loan. Sanchez's current loan spell with Inter Milan ends on the 30th of June, which is like just under a week now away that. So Sanchez is expected to come back to Manchester United. He really, really is. Alexis Sanchez joined Inter Milan on a 10-month loan last summer. Don't forget, there's no option for Inter Milan to buy Sanchez, or there's no obligation, to buy Sanchez. Got to say, Sanchez has endured a very, very difficult time at Inter Milan. He had a dislocated, I think, ankle, didn't he? And he was out for a good 3 months with injury. He also endured a difficult 18 months at Manchester United. I don't want Sanchez back at Manchester United. We did get him in January as part of a swap deal of Mkhitaryan going to Arsenal. And he didn't live up to expectations as we all thought he would have done. Alexis Sanchez, and he failed to rediscover the form of what he produced in his 3.5, 4 years with Arsenal. He also failed to rediscover the form of what he produced at Barcelona under Pep Guardiola's guidance when he was younger. Sanchez made 45 appearances for us in all competitions and only managed 5 goals, but he did obviously have a few injuries, during his 18 months at Manchester United. I wanted to get rid of Sanchez permanently, but, we're going to find it difficult to get rid of him permanently, reflecting on his substantial wages, because Sanchez's wages at Manchester United are like 400 grand a week, potentially rising up to 500 grand a week based on the image rights and the bonuses. Sanchez has still got a contract with us until 2022. And despite the fact that he's on loan with Inter Milan at the moment, we're still paying the vast majority of his wages. I think we're still paying him like 300 grand a week, and Inter Milan are paying like the other £100,000 a week. But there were stories coming out about this not too long ago saying that Sanchez is likely to come back to Man United after his loan spell with Inter Milan, but he will have to accept a squad role, which means, he will be a backup. He said that Inter Milan were in talks over extending Alexis Sanchez's loan for another season, but we won't let it go no more than the 30th of June. So we have rejected this proposal from Inter Milan. It also said recently that Sanchez had been offered an escape route to Real Valladolid. It was actually the Brazil legend Ronaldo who'd offered him an escape route to Real Valladolid. I don't think that is gonna happen. Solsjaker did say, by the way, in January, that Sanchez would come back to prove everybody wrong, and he's now in his early 30s. Is Alexis Sanchez. So it's looking like he's coming back to Manchester United when his loan expires with Inter Milan, which again is on the 30th of June. Now, let's give you the latest news on David De Gea. So, reportedly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has set a deadline, and he's given David De Gea 12 months to rescue his Manchester United career. So he's going to see how it goes on, until the summer of 2021. Then I think Solskjaer is going to make a decision on David De Gea. Now, of course, this has been David De Gea's 9th season at Manchester United. So he has been a long servant at the football club. He's approaching his 10th year at Manchester United. And, don't forget, Solskjaer did say in his press conference yesterday that David De Gea is still one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Now, don't forget, David De Gea was criticised by Roy Keane on Friday in the 1-1 draw with Tottenham. Obviously, because he should have saved Steven Bergwijn's shot. But also too, Roy Keane criticised Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw because they were also accountable as well. But Solskjaer had actually come out and defended David De Gea. He'd actually come out and defended him. But I think analysed that, David De Gea has had a good 7 years out of the 9 years he's been at Manchester United. I think in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the amount of mistakes he has made. But yeah, I agree with Solskjaer in that aspect. David De Gea is still regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Reflecting on what he's achieved at the football club. Because he has won everything here domestically. He has won the club's player of the year like 4 times out of the past 6 years, something like that, reflecting on his good run of performances as well. And David De Gea has been here since the Alex Ferguson era. We paid £17 million for him from Atletico Madrid. And I did say, didn't I, when David De Gea does leave Manchester United, I think he will go back to Spain because he began his footballing career in Spain. He was born in Spain. I think his relatives are from Spain as well. And don't forget, back in 2015, he was close to joining Real Madrid. But, due to that fax machine on deadline day, his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise. So he ended up staying at Manchester United. David De Gea, I think's nearly now made 400 appearances for Manchester United in all competitions. Kept over 100 clean sheets in all competitions. He is in his late 20s. Don't forget, last September, David De Gea signed a 4-year deal at the football club worth 375 grand a week. So David De Gea is the highest paid goalkeeper in the world, and he is the highest paid at the football club is David De Gea. That, yes, he is in that. But I don't think we'll sell him in the summer transfer window. But maybe, we could sell him next year. It depends, on how David De Gea performs. But we know that David De Gea is going to remain our number one goalkeeper for the remainder of this season. But there has been stories coming out saying that, we are considering making Dean Henderson our number one goalkeeper for next season. Now, don't forget, in the press conference yesterday, ahead of the Sheffield United game, Solskjaer was also talking about Dean Henderson. And he said, he's developed very, very well at Sheffield United and he's had good coaching at Sheffield United. And he did say, didn't he, Solskjaer, that Dean Henderson will be England's number one and Manchester United's number one goalkeeper in the future. This is, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had said. This has been Dean Henderson's second season on loan with Sheffield United. Got to say, he's been Sheffield United's player of the season. He really, really has. I think he will stay with Sheffield United for the remainder of this season. We know that Dean Henderson isn't going to play tonight, obviously, due to personal reasons. Dean Henderson's had quite a few loan spells. He had one with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. I think he was at Carlisle as well. We actually got Dean Henderson from Carlisle. We got him in 2011 from Carlisle at just the age of 14. And Dean Henderson's still young now. He is in his early 20s. Dean Henderson has got a contract with us still until 2022. It did say, Dean Henderson will sign a new contract at Manchester United. That's if he is guaranteed to be our number one goalkeeper for next season. So that's the only way he's going to sign a new contract. Don't forget, it recently said that Chelsea and Tottenham have been interested in Dean Henderson. It recently said that Chelsea are preparing to put around a £50 million bidding for Dean Henderson. But we won't sell Dean Henderson permanently anyway, especially not to Chelsea, because we see him as a long-term replacement for David De Gea. So that is the latest news on that. So Solskjaer is going to give David De Gea 12 months. But if we were to sell David De Gea, revert back to what I said, if we were to sell him, would it be the right decision? We'd definitely not get more than £17 million that we paid for him from Atletico Madrid. So there you go. So that is the latest news on all of that. Now, let's talk with you a bit about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, reportedly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has given us an update on our transfer plans for the summer. And he does say, we will do business if the right players become available in the summer transfer window. So the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's second summer transfer window as Manchester United manager, because he's already overseen one summer transfer window. In total, though, Solskjaer's enjoyed three transfer windows at the football club. Didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window, but in the two previous windows, he's recommended five players in. Last summer, Solskjaer recommended Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he recommended Bruno Fernandes and Odin Ighalo in. He got Ighalo on loan, so Solskjaer so far has actually made 4 permanent signings at the football club. For permanent signings at the football club. And Solskjaer, of course, has been at Manchester United now for a year and a half. He has been here in that. And there were stories coming out the other week, saying that our transfer budget had been revealed, and it says Solskjaer was going to be given around 269 or 270 million to spend in the summer transfer window. Now, Solskjaer said, he's looking to make around 3 major signings or 4 major signings at the end of the season. Obviously, Solskjaer's not only wanting more incomings, he's also wanting to get rid of more players as well, because he's quite frankly still deadwood at the football club. I think we're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. I've got an idea of the players we're going to get rid of. I think we're going to try and get rid of Phil Jones. We're going to try and get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. Smalling's out on loan with Roma. Rojo's out on loan at Estudiantes. Also, too, we'll be looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. Suppliers are definitely going to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window and that. Don't forget, the coronavirus pandemic cost us around £28 million. It confirmed, was it around 3 or 4 weeks ago now, that our net debt is just over 429 million, and it said our debt had risen up by almost 130 million pounds. But despite that, we can still be competitive in the summer transfer market. Don't forget, Ed Woodward did say, was it a couple of months ago now, that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. But he did say, did Ed Woodward, that we won't do or we may not do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So he did say that, we won't be spending hundreds of millions of pounds on players. This is, what Ed Woodward had said. But he has said on quite a few occasions this season, he's willing to back Solskjaer, and he's also assured that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe at Man United. And I think also too, the Glazers are willing to back Solskjaer as well. They are willing to back Solskjaer as well. Solskjaer, did say that Manchester United are not yet ready for a title challenge, but he is happy with the current squad we've got, because obviously, at the moment, City strides ahead of us, and of course, Liverpool are strides ahead of us, and I think, Solskjaer is aware of that. But he is happy, with the current squad we have got. This has been the 7th season now we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. So that just indicates how inconsistent we have been for the last 7 years. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. We are the most successful team in England because we've won 20 titles, 13 of them Premier Leagues. And, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world, with obviously a fantastic history, and a fantastic fan base, etc., etc. But there you go. But yeah, in the last 7 years, we have been playing catch up. Like I said, we've had different managers with different philosophies. Like I said, we've sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. So Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. Of course, we sacked David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal, and of course, we sacked Jose Mourinho. We've also spent close to the £1 billion range on players. And we have recruited over 30-odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. Of course, Moyes brought Fellaini and Juan Mata in. Obviously, Louis van Gaal, he must have bought around 15, 16 players at the club when he was here. The vast majority of the players Van Gaal brought in are no longer here. But, when Van Gaal was here, he brought likes of Sneijderlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Memphis Depay, Falcao, Angel Di Maria, Daley Blind. Got Romero on the free, Rojo, Darmian, Marshall and Shaw, who of course still at the football club. He also brought Ander Herrera in. So yeah, Louis van Gaal brought a lot of players into the club, and Mourinho, he brought 11 players in to Manchester United, did Jose Mourinho. And there's only a few players that have left who Jose Mourinho brought in. So let's put into the equation Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players and all of that. But in reality, reflect on the money we've spent in the last 7 years. We should be in Liverpool's position. And, we've also got players on big contracts at the football club as well. But we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. Like I said, Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United, won a total of 38 major honours, developed a lot of young players as well. But let's put into the equation, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United, so it does take some managers time to settle in. But no one at Manchester United or any manager in general, they won't replicate Ferguson's legacy. And, they won't last as long as Alex Ferguson did. So, there you go on that. But yeah, like I said regarding Solskjaer, he does deserve at least another season at Manchester United because it is a transition period. And Solskjaer knows next season his expectations will be to challenge for the title. That's what his expectations will be next season. I did say at the start of this season, didn't I? Our expectations would have been to finish in that top 4 and maybe get some silverware on the board. We have got priorities, for the remainder of this season. The FA Cup is a priority for us. Also, too, the Europa League is a priority for us because that's a chance for us winning 2 trophies under Solskjaer. Winning to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, we've got Norwich. We're more or less into our last 8 of the Europa League because we beat Lask in the first leg by 5-0. The top 4 is also a priority for us as well because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season. Because obviously, it'll help us in the summer transfer market. Plus, we'll generate more money if we get qualification for the Champions League. But it all depends on Manchester City's 2-year European ban. If it does get upheld, then 5th place is a Champions League spot. 5th place is a Champions League spot. But if we could win the FA Cup, the Europa League and finish in the top 4, that would be a fantastic achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United. And it would be a memorable first full season for the Norwegian. It really, really would. It really, really wouldn't that. But like I said, I have seen improvements under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I've also, seen changes under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've definitely, improved in the transfer market. There's definitely, players as well that have improved at Manchester United, especially the top players. I think Solskjaer's got some decisions right and he's also got some decisions wrong. So let's put into the equation that, there's still things that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does need to work on at Manchester United, without a shadow of a doubt. But we've got 8 games remaining in the Premier League. I think in reality we should win at least 6 of them because we've got the easiest running out of all the Premier League teams. I think Solskjaer has definitely promoted the youth very, very well because the young players have been given their chances this season. He's been given his chances, hasn't he? Mason Greenwood, Brandon Williams, he's been given his chances. But there again, there's some young players that have found game time hard, such as Angel Gomez, Tahith Chong, and James Garner. There's some players in general, that have obviously, found game time difficult and they're going to find game time even more difficult now. Lingard, he's going to find game time difficult. Lingard's found game time difficult since Bruno Fernandes came in. Andres Pereira, he's going to find starts difficult. Most of his appearances now will come from the bench. Delors, he should get some opportunities now. Obviously, Delors is back from injury. Phil Jones, he's another one that's going to find it hard to get into the team, and that maybe Tuanzebe as well. You saw my video that I did yesterday night. There's around 6 players that we've got that do need to prove a point at Manchester United, without a shadow of a doubt. Our record against the Big Six sides this season has been exceptional. We've taken 18 points against the Big Six sides this season. Like I said, Solskjaer's got big decisions to make at Manchester United. Said he's got a goalkeeping decision to make. Facing a bit of a dilemma at left back. I've got Luke Shaw and Williams at left back. I think for the remainder of this season, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back. I really, really do. But maybe next season, Brandon Williams could become our first choice left back. I think, by the way, now our midfield is good enough. We've got a very, very good midfield. We heard the fantastic news yesterday. Scott McTominay signed a 5-year contract at Manchester United to keep him at the club until 2025. There is also an option of a further year as well, And I think in the last year, McTominay has become a world-class midfielder for Manchester United. McTominay has been here since 2012. So he's been here for several years. McTominay made his senior debut, I think, in the game against Arsenal in 2017. And I think he's gone on to make 75 appearances for the club, and I think he's scored around 6 goals. Solskjaer did say that McTominay has been part of the club for so long. And he says, it's great that he's committed his long-term future with Manchester United. And McTominay is only in his early 20s. But I think, our first choice midfield trio is McTominay, Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. We've also got some other good midfielders. Fred, he's enjoyed an exceptional season. Matic, he was in a good vein of form, before the football season got suspended and that. So, yeah. Probably Solskjaer's got a decision to make on Anthony Martial as well, because some Man United fans are saying he's not an automatic starter. He's not an automatic starter. But yeah, this game tonight against Sheffield United, Manchester United have got to win it to obviously, keep our top 4 ambitions alive. And we are looking to extend our unbeaten run to 13 in all competitions. We are unbeaten in our last 12 games in all competitions at the moment, and that is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. As it stands at the moment, we are 5 points behind Chelsea, and we are 2 points ahead of Sheffield United. So if Sheffield United were to win this game tonight, they would go 1 point above us. Like I said, the reverse fixture between Manchester United and Sheffield United was 3-3 at Bramall Lane earlier on in the season. Obviously, we was 2-0 down in that game, but we had a good 15-20 minute spell, like Solskjaer was saying. We scored 3 times in 7 minutes, but Sheffield United did score late on. We have won our last 7 home games against Sheffield United in all competitions. Like I said, the last time Sheffield United beat us in the league was back in 1973. The last time they beat us in the league, 1973. But the last time they beat us overall was back in 1993. In the FA Cup, that's the last time, Sheffield United beat us overall. This has been Sheffield United's first season in the Premier League since the 2006-07 season. I've got to make an admission, Sheffield United have definitely exceeded expectations, because no one expected Sheffield United to be in the position that they're in, so they've enjoyed an exceptional season. They're sitting 7th, I think, in the Premier League. Chris Wilder's done a very, very good job for Sheffield United. This has been his 4th season with Sheffield United now. He's progressed Sheffield United all the way from League One to the Premier League, and that I think Sheffield United is the 5th club in his managerial career. But since the season resumed, Sheffield United haven't done too good. They're winless since the season resumed, because obviously, lost at the weekend 3-0 to Newcastle. They also drew with Aston Villa 0-0 last week. Sheffield United will feel as though, they should have actually, won that game. They felt as though, they were robbed, because that goal should have been given. That goal, should have been given. So, yeah, Solskjaer set to go head-to-head with Chris Wilder for the second time. Like I said, Dean Henson won't be involved for Sheffield United tonight. Also, too, Jack O'Connell, I heard he's a doubt as well. It's also mentioned that Phil Jagielka is doubtful. John Egan, one of their main centre-halves, he's missing. He's suspended for this game tonight because he got sent off in their 3-0 defeat to Newcastle and that. But, Sheffield United have got good players. They've got Ollie Norwood. I think it's one of their best players. They've got McBurney. They've also got John Fleck. They've got Lynn Musset. They've got obviously, got Billy Sharp in their team of Sheffield United. But I think, Manchester United will win this game tonight. I really, really do. Like I said, Solskjaer's going to make changes, from the 1-1 draw with Tottenham last Friday. I think he'll make around 3 or 4 changes. Like I said on my video yesterday, I think we need to start Paul Pogba. We need to start Mason Greenwood on the right and drop Daniel James. Maybe Bailly could start tonight. He could actually, play ahead of Victor Lindelof. Victor Lindelof limped off towards the end of the 1-1 draw with Tottenham. I'd put Bailly ahead of Lindelof at this moment in time because Lindelof, wasn't too good in the game against Tottenham last Friday. Also, so that they're the changes. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to make. I don't know what formation he's going to go with because he has been changing formation persistently this season and all of that. Like I said, Jesse Lingard, Brandon Williams and Mata didn't play any part against Tottenham. So too Angel Gomez. He didn't play any part against Tottenham either. Like I said, we've got to make a decision on Angel Gomez's future. There has been no news on his contractual situation, like Solskjaer said in the press conference yesterday. But he said in the previous press conference prior to the Tottenham game that he was close to signing a new contract at Manchester United and all of that. So this is what Solskjaer had said. He said in his press conference he had no injury updates. Lindelof's past fit now. Phil Jones, Alex Tuanzebe. Obviously, they missed the game against Tottenham last Friday due to injury and all of that. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.